A private island in the Caribbean, a $77 million townhouse in Manhattan, a private jet called the Lolita Express, and a man who for decades moved freely between Wall Street, Silicon Valley, the White House, and Buckingham Palace, like he owned every room he entered. That man was Jeffrey Epstein. He died in a jail cell in August 2019, but the files with his name on them, they never stopped coming. In January 2024, nearly 1,000 pages of court documents were unsealed. Emails, testimonies, flight logs, witness statements. Suddenly, some of the most powerful people on Earth had to explain why they were connected to Epstein, why they were on his plane, why they were on his island, and why nobody stopped him for decades. This isn't just a scandal about one man. It's a case study of how money, power, and access can make accountability optional. So what's really inside the Epstein files? Who is named? And why does this story refuse to die? Let's break it down. Most people know Epstein as the financier who ran a sex trafficking ring. That's true, but it's also incomplete. Before the arrests, before the accusations, before the headlines, Epstein was something else, a ghost in the global elite, a man with no verified college degree who somehow became a financial advisor to billionaires, a man who flew presidents and princes on his private jet while nobody could clearly explain where his money came from. The 2024 file release wasn't the first, it wasn't even the biggest, but it was the most detailed. For the first time, names were attached to actions, testimonies were under oath, and timelines showed how long powerful people knew something was wrong and chose to ignore it. This isn't just about celebrity gossip, it's about a system that protects certain people from consequences, and understanding Epstein means understanding that system. Officially, Jeffrey Epstein was a money manager. He claimed he only worked with billionaires, clients with at least $1 billion in net worth. But almost nobody could verify this. His only confirmed early client was Leslie Wexner, founder of Victoria's Secret. In 1991, Wexner gave Epstein power of attorney. That meant Epstein could control his money completely. It was an extraordinary level of trust, and it made Epstein extremely wealthy. But after Wexner, the trail becomes unclear. No public client list, no transparent fund records, no normal regulatory filings. His main investment firm was based in the U.S. Virgin Islands, a tax haven with weak oversight. His strategy was never made public. So how did he really make his money? To this day, nobody knows for sure. Some say he was a tax expert. Some say he helped move money offshore. Some believe his real business wasn't finance at all. It was access. Access to politicians, to scientists, to professors, to powerful institutions, to anyone who could make you seem important. Epstein hosted elite parties, funded universities, organized think tank weekends, and flew guests around the world. Slowly, his network became his currency. If you were connected to Epstein, you felt protected, important, untouchable. And that made people ignore warning signs. Now let's talk about what that access bought him. In 2008, Epstein was convicted in Florida for soliciting prostitution from a minor. This should have ended everything. Instead, he got one of the softest deals in modern U.S. legal history. He served just 13 months in a county jail, not a federal prison, and he was allowed to leave jail 6 days a week for 12 hours a day to go to work. This was called work release for a convicted sex offender. The deal was arranged by prosecutor Alexander Acosta. Years later, Acosta said he was told to back off. He claimed Epstein belonged to intelligence. No one knows exactly what that means, but the deal is public record. It gave Epstein immunity and protected possible accomplices for over 10 years. That deal saved him. and it protected others. The 2024 files came from a lawsuit filed by Virginia Giuffre. She accused Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell of trafficking her. Maxwell was convicted in 2021. She is now serving 20 years in prison. The files include emails, depositions, flight logs, witness accounts, and yes, they name powerful people. Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Alan Dershowitz, Leslie Wexner, Ehud Barak, and many more. Important fact, being named does not automatically mean guilt. Some were passengers, some were guests, some had business ties. Context matters, but the connections are real, and they raise serious questions. The files do not prove a secret global conspiracy. They do not show every powerful person committing crimes. They do not give us a clean ending. What they do show is a pattern. Epstein collected powerful people. He built influence. He created protection. When accusations appeared, most people stayed quiet. Staff noticed things. Pilots noticed things. Assistants noticed things. Law enforcement noticed things. But nothing changed for years. Silence allowed abuse to continue. On the internet, many people believe Epstein ran a global trafficking network. His death was definitely murder. Everything is being hidden. Some of that may be possible, but we don't need speculation. The real story is already disturbing enough. We know for sure Epstein abused dozens of underage girls. He had help, he had enablers, and institutions failed. Even after his conviction, he kept meeting billionaires. He kept donating to universities. He kept attending elite events. Nobody wanted to cut ties because he was still useful. This shows us how power really works. Epstein's case is extreme, but the system is not unique. Wealth creates a different legal reality. If you're rich enough, you can delay cases, hire armies of lawyers, control media narratives, pressure institutions, buy time. And time protects you. Prosecutors avoid powerful defendants. Witnesses stay silent. Universities protect donors. Corporations protect investors. Everyone protects themselves. And accountability disappears. Epstein understood this system, and he used it perfectly. Today, Epstein is dead. Maxwell is in prison. Some reputations are damaged. Some names are cleared. But the structure remains. Private jets, offshore accounts, secret settlements, NDAs, political connections. Nothing has changed. So the real question is, what happens next time? When the next powerful person uses the same shadows, will anyone stop them earlier? Or will history repeat itself? The Epstein files don't give us closure. They give us a blueprint of how abuse can survive for decades, how institutions can fail, how power protects itself. This wasn't an accident. It wasn't bad luck. It wasn't just one man. It was a system working exactly as designed. And that's what should make you uncomfortable, because it means this wasn't an exception. It was a feature.